So here's a video showing you how to use Bengal Access to register for Mymathlab on the first day of class. So Bengal Access is basically a digital service to provide you with the access code on the first day of class. So to use Bengal Access, first you need to go to lsue.edu and log into My Courses. And you want to click on the course that you are currently trying to use Bengal Access for. So just as an example, Math 1021. And your instructor should have the Bengal Access external tool somewhere on My Courses. It could also be called Inclusive Access or Red Shelf as well. So you click on the Bengal Access tool, and you're going to see probably several courses or maybe just one, but here is Math 1021, and this is where you're going to get, for this course, for math, you're going to get the access code to register for Mymathlab. So Mymathlab is the learning system that our math courses use. So next, open up a new tab and go to mymathlab.com. And you're going to want to, no matter what, if you've used Mymathlab before, or if this is your first time, you're going to want to register now as a student by clicking here, because you're registering for a course, and you're going to need your email address, preferably your school email, your instructor's course ID, which this is something that is your instructor will give you. It's found on Moodle. And then you're going to use the access code from Bengal Access. So press OK, register now. And so the instructor course ID, that's something that's typically found on Moodle. Okay, so just to show you an example of where you could find it. So your instructor will have to give you the course ID on Moodle or via email or something along those lines. So under Mymathlab, if you scroll down, here's an example of a course ID. This is not the course ID you should use. You find the course ID on your Moodle account. Your course ID is going to be your instructor's last name. So if you're taking Miss Amanda Dunlap, your course ID would be Dunlap and a 5-digit code. Okay? So this is just an example, not the one you should use. Your personal email is valid, but we prefer your LSUE email. But be aware, your LSUE email is your student ID at mail.lsue.edu. Okay? So going into Mymathlab, you're going to take that course ID from your Moodle, okay, so not this one, and you're going to type that in. Press continue. So what you see next is this page. Okay, if you have used Pearson before, then you sign in here. If you have never used Pearson, you're going to create an account. So just to show you what the create an account looks like, you would press create. This is where you would put your student ID, and your school email is at mail.lsue.edu. You need to double and triple check this to make sure it's correct. Your username, which you can use, whatever you want. Password, re-enter password, first name, last name, and you fill all this out. I agree to the terms. I do not wish to receive information, and then click this one if you need, and then you would create your account. Okay. This is if you already have a Pearson account, you would sign in here. Okay. So here, notice before you move on, you want to make sure that the course listed here on the right is the course that you are currently enrolled in. So this obviously is from the summer. So your course that you're currently enrolled in is what should be listed here. If something else appears, you need to stop and double check your course ID. So here I would type in my username and my password, and I would sign in. Okay. This is if you. So this is where you're going to use the access code from Bengal Access or Red Shelf, the one that was on my courses. This is if you don't want to use that code for some reason. This code would be cheaper. The option of using Bengal Access is cheaper, but here are some other options if you want to use a credit card or a PayPal. And then if something happens, the code isn't working, you can get temporary access without payment for 14 days right here. Most students are going to use the access code from my courses or Moodle. So you're going to select access code. And so you're going to go back to your red shelf here where you can view your course materials. So you press view course materials. And the next thing you're going to want to press is acquire a code. Okay, you're going to want to press acquire the code here. And then you're going to want to highlight this code, right click, press copy, and then you're going to want to go into Mymathlab again, and you're going to select here, and you're going to right click and press paste and press finish, and that should get you into the course. Okay, this Bengal Access is a fee that will show up on your fee statement after the 14th day of classes. If you don't use Bengal Access, then you need to opt out, otherwise you will be charged. So if you have a a different code, or you're using a credit card or PayPal, you need to make sure that you opt out if you're not using the Bengal Access code. Okay. And sometimes when you click view course materials here, it's going to make you enable pop-ups. And so there's usually something right here that appears where you have to allow pop-ups so you can actually view the code. And so hopefully this little video helps you with Red Shelf.